Happy birthday, Gemini, and welcome in to the month of June, Gemini season. It's your time. It's your season. Welcome in. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing, and we're going to start off doing a birthday message for Gemini, just kind of looking at this upcoming year collectively for the Geminis that are watching this and getting a birthday message. Let me move these stones out of the way. So, for Gemini, calling in the guides and guardians for the Geminis that are watching this video. I'd like to get a birthday message for Gemini. I'd like to look at the year. So just kind of get a broad overview. What can Gemini expect this year? So we're going to pull 3 cards, looking at the energy of where you are coming from, Gemini, where you're currently at, and what you can expect. I always think it's nice. I kind of see birthdays as like a reset. So I think it's nice to look back over the year, look at where you've come, where you are right now and where you hope to be. What are your plans? You don't have to have everything all mapped out, but having a general direction, having an idea, sense of where you want to go is helpful. And also knowing where you are and where you've been. All right, so Gemini, where is Gemini coming from? So your past energies. And when I say past, I'm looking at recent past, like 6 months. Where are Geminis currently at energetically, and what can they expect for this year? And I'm going to pull one more advice and guidance. And thanks so much for being here. So where have you been? Ooh, look at this. Destiny, card number 10. I'm using the Psychic Tarot deck, so it's a little different. But I do believe that this card is representing the Wheel of Fortune and the Major Arcana. I love the pink color here. We've got the magenta color. We have the number 10. So it feels like you're coming from, I mean, this feels really positive. This feels like you've had a lot of momentum behind you. You've had a lot of really good energy behind you. 10s are always a completion. So it feels like a period of your life a chapter of your life has recently ended within the last 6 months. So that always tells me that there have been major changes, big developments, maybe, and it's going to be different for everybody. This could be graduating high school, graduating college, getting married, getting divorced, having children, losing a loved one. This can be all sorts of things, but it is definitely a leveling up that you've had over the past 6 months. And generally, this card is really good luck. But it's also telling me that you are on track, which is really great. You are everything that has, obviously everything that has happened was destined to happen and was going to happen. So if someone out there is feeling like maybe they should have done something different, or maybe things could have been different if they had done something differently, just know that everything is destined to have been the way it is. So it's okay to let yourself off the hook and be accepting is what I'm hearing, and forgiving towards yourself. So I do feel like there's some Geminis that needed to hear that. But 10, destiny, this is good energy. This is where you're coming from. I also feel like with this card, you are someone that has really been putting forth effort. You have been, what's the word I want to use? It's a phrase I say quite often. You're participating in your life. You are a willing participant. You're actively participating, meaning you're not just allowing the universe to make choices for you. You have been making choices for yourself. You are participating in creating your life. You're active in living your life. That's the energy that you are coming from. Where are you currently? Oh, nice. I love this. Rejoice in celebration. Card number 3. I think that if you are looking back over everything that you've accomplished over the last 6 months or even the past year, I think that you can pat yourself on the back and say, you know what, I've done really well. I've come a long way. I've made it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of challenges, but I've made it through and I've done really well for myself. So you are currently in the energy of celebration. So enjoy this. We've got the green card here. So that is you're in touch with your emotions. This is heart chakra energy, really connecting with your heart, allowing yourself to feel a lot of gratitude and satisfaction. And you're just really grateful for the life that you have. You're really grateful for how far you've come. And it's also a really reflective energy as well. It's great energy, Gemini. I really love this. Okay, this card we were asking, what can you expect? Interesting. We've got the shadow card, card number 18. And in the traditional deck, this would be the moon. Shadow, the moon. There's nothing wrong about that or nothing bad about this card. But what this is telling me, the moon card, nothing is very clear. But what I love about this energy to me is this feels like it's a liminal space where anything is possible. So it's kind of like the universe is saying, you know what? Get very clear about what you want in the future, because anything is possible. And it's the energy is really malleable going forward. So anything's possible. And because this energy is so strong for you, Gemini, that means the shadow parts can come out too. And there's nothing wrong. I firmly believe that in order to really grow and progress and level up, you have to do shadow work. You have to look at the parts of yourself that aren't so great. So there's no doubt that some of that will be coming up. Sometimes that can look like fears or feeling, unworthy. That's a big one for me and a lot of the people I work with. So, challenges and insecurities are going to come forward, and they're coming forward so you can look at them, see what's behind them, and, heal and integrate that. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say, because the energy is so malleable, it could be really easy to get off track. It could be really easy to maybe dive into, all of those weaknesses and really start to question whether you are worthy, all of those things that can happen. So do your best to stay out of that energy and get really excited. What are you creating? What's the next thing that you are wanting to bring in? What's your plans for the rest of this year? You don't have to look super far ahead. And sometimes when I'm in this energy and I don't know what I want, I always ask myself, how do I want to feel? That's always a great place. How do you want to feel? I mean, that's a beautiful place to be. That way you don't get bogged down into the you don't get bogged down by the details. Okay. I just wanted to see if there's anything else I wanted to say about that. Really nice though, Gemini. I really love this energy. Advice and guidance. So the card's in reverse, although this deck, the creator of this deck says that, don't read these cards in reverse. But I'm going to say a couple things here. So the card is number 4. It says discontent and boredom. And this is the advice and guidance, and it was in reverse. So I'm going to say, do your best. This is, again, we're in the heart chakra. We're in the emotions and feelings. Allow yourself to feel, but don't disconnect from yourself. Stay very connected. because we have the shadow card here, so there might be a tendency to not want to feel certain things, or maybe there's situations and issues that are coming up. Don't run from that, and don't try to disconnect from that. Those situations and feelings come up because you're ready to deal with them. You're ready to look at them. You're ready to feel them. So I think the best advice that this card is bringing forward is to feel what you are feeling without disconnecting from yourself. So beautiful energy here. Great message. I do want to pull one oracle card as a birthday wish. What is the universe, your guides and guardians, birthday wish for you? And be sure to make a birthday wish on your birthday. Birthdays are magical, and it's really important, I think, to make a wish. It's powerful energy. It's the day you chose to step into this planet, step onto this planet. Not everyone chooses to do that. Okay, birthday wish for Gemini. Birthday wish for Gemini. What do you wish for Gemini on their birthday? 2025. Oh man, look at that. We've got the pink ray coming in. This is beautiful. Interesting too, if you watch my June energy video, and I didn't go into it as deep as I had planned, but I mean, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. But I've really been feeling the energy of pink around Gemini. So we have the card of pink here, and the card says self-love and nurture. I love the pink energy. It really opens up your heart. It opens up the higher heart, which helps, I believe, integrate your lower chakras with your upper chakras. So you're very grounded, you're present, you're aware, and you are really able to connect in really deeply with your guides and guardians. So be sure to, and that's kind of what we're talking about here, self-love and nurture. Don't abandon yourself when things get tough. Don't abandon yourself when, memories and energies come up that you don't want to look at. Don't abandon yourself. The most loving thing you can do is to look at those situations, relationships, whatever they are, feel them, and see what the message is now. But I love this, the energy of pink. It brings in a lot of compassion too. It's a really, and talk about malleable energy. The pink energy is very flexible. It really helps to make you energetically more flexible. And when we're more flexible, we feel stronger, healthier, better in our bodies, and things just flow better. So that's the birthday wish for Gemini. I love that. So work with the pink ray, work with the color pink, work with roses, rose energy, rose essential oil. All of these things will be really helpful for you going forward for the rest of the year. So happy birthday, Gemini. Okay, so let's get into the message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for June. Let me put these cards away. And I'm challenging myself to use a deck that is not necessarily one of my favorites, but it felt like the right deck to use for June, for this Gemini energy, so we're going to use it. So we're in Gemini season, June 2025, third house energy, which the mantra is, I think. So the third house represents mental activity, learning, siblings, communication, and travel. Gemini rules the vocal cords, lungs, breathing, arms, hands, fingers, and nervous system. And the ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury is all about the mind, intellect, and communication. So going back to the June video, there were 3 topics that came up. They were solitude, the world, and throat chakra. And I wanted to break that down for each sign and see what is coming up for each sign for the month of June. So again, calling in the guides and guardians for all of those that are watching this video for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I want to look at I want one card for the overall energy of the month for Gemini, one card for the overall energy of the month. And then we're going to dive into the 3 topics that Spirit brought up for this month. The first one was solitude. So what does your soul need you to hear? What does your soul need you to hear or experience or feel this month? What is your soul craving? It was also interesting to me in your birthday, if for Gemini's birthday, there was the energy of the world or the ending there. For everyone collectively for June, the energy of the world came up. So with that topic, I want to look at what's completing and or what's coming in for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Because it feels like a kind of a pivotal month where things are shifting and changing. I think the same will be true for July as well. It almost kind of feels like this is like a, I don't know, like a warm-up for July. But what's completing, what's coming in for Gemini? The third topic was throat chakra. What do you need to know about your throat chakra? What do you need to know? Is there a block? What's the strength? What's going on? What do you need to know about your throat chakra? And I talked more about that in the June video. You can reference back to that, the June energy update. Talking about the throat chakra, and then mine kind of starts closing up. All right, what does Gemini need to know about their throat chakra? All right, let's see what's going on here. So overall energy of the month for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Ooh, we've got the Tower. Talk about things pivoting, right? So I feel the energy, things moving very quickly. Lots of things are changing. Don't let this card scare you. I know every time I see it for myself, I'm always like, oh shit. Things are changing. We can just leave it at that. Things are changing. And these are things out of your control. And I think Spirit was bringing up something similar in the June energy update. If for some reason we've been prompted to make a pivot or make a change and we've not made that pivot or change, the universe is going to make that for us this month. This is that energy. So I don't think that you'll be super surprised by how things change or what changes, but big changes coming in for Gemini. Now, this could also be the energies around you. This could also be, people very close to you, meaningful relationships. I'm particularly tapping into some work environments where maybe people are quitting, letting go, or I would say quitting or letting go. It's not something that has been planned. It's more spontaneous. And these things, greatly impact you because you care about these people. So this could also be energy around you that is going to impact you. The next question, or the first topic, solitude. What does your soul need you to hear? What is your soul craving? We've got the Emperor card here. 2 major arcana cards here. These are huge. Your soul needs you to take charge. Your soul wants you to Steer the boat. Where are you going? Maybe Gemini, maybe there's something that you need to make your mind up about. This could also be tied into work. The Emperor, this could be around work. Um, but this is leadership. How are you showing up as a leader for yourself or for others? Maybe you've been asked to, maybe you're being asked to level up and you haven't wanted to. And when I say level up, maybe you're being asked to step up and take a more prominent role in your community, with your family, or at work, and it's not something that you've wanted to do, but your soul is craving that challenge. Your soul's definitely craving a challenge around leadership, not being a passive person sitting on the sideline. This is very active. It's leading. So that's what your soul is craving. The next topic is the world. So we're looking at what's completing, or what is coming in for you. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles here. What do I want to say about this? The Seven of Pentacles. And it is upright, but what I'm feeling with this, it feels like things are going in a different direction. So Pentacles talk about physical things, physical resources, things you can see, touch, smell, you are experiencing in this physical body. What I feel like with this is it's a project or something that you've been working on. Maybe it just hasn't been coming together, but I feel like you're moving in a different direction. Probably because we've got the energy of the Tower here, and this card's, right underneath this card. There's a shift coming. Things are moving in a different direction. It's not what you were expecting. It might not necessarily be what you were wanting, but it's going to work out okay. I really do feel that. But things are moving in a different direction, in a way that you weren't expecting. And I'm really picking up on home and location. I was picking up on that energy in the June energy update as well. So it does feel like for some, well, Geminis, I mean, we're talking about you guys. This feels like a relocation, feels like a location change. This does feel like home, so moving. Of course, this won't be for everybody. Not everybody watching this video is going to move, but there does feel like there's a shift in location. Either way, things are moving in a direction that you weren't expecting or maybe necessarily wanting. That's not what you were working towards. That wasn't your plan. And then the third topic that we were looking at was your throat chakra. What do you need to know? Interesting. Look, this looks very similar to the Tower. So this is the Father of Wands. This deck does things a little different. So this would be similar to the King of Wands. What do you need to know about your throat chakra? You know what? I feel like this is really tied in with this Emperor card. There's a need to advocate for yourself, to speak up, to be more direct, to be more passionate about what you're asking or wanting. And if there's something that you are not willing to settle on, if there's something in your life that you don't feel like you can just go along with it, you really need to speak up and be very passionate about what that is. So this to me does, even though the card is upright, this does feel like it feels like a block around the throat chakra, a block around asking for what you need, expressing how you are feeling. There's a block there, but the other thing that I'm feeling also is that you have it within you to be very direct, to direct your needs, desires, in a really, I'm hearing charismatic way, but a really powerful and passionate way. So really speak up about what it is that you want, and what is important to you. It's interesting that we have, like, it looks like lightning on these two, and then we've got the energy of red and orange. When I see the energy of red and orange, we have yellow here as well, but the energy of red and orange together tells me that there's strengthening coming into your root chakra. There's healing around trauma, because the orange frequency comes in to help absorb trauma. So I feel like there's deep healing that's coming in this month through potential chaos. There's a lot of healing coming in. All right, Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. If you'd like to dive into something, an area of life deeper, my info is below if you'd like to book a one-on-one and we can take a deeper dive into what's going on with you personally. So take great care of yourself. If you are open to some major transformative work, you can book a one-on-one 6-week journey with me. I have a session coming up next week, which is June 5th, and then another coming up the first part of July. All right. Have a fantastic June, Gemini, and we'll talk to you soon.